Today I'm going to show you how to change the oil on this 2002 Volkswagen Passat. This is the 1.8 liter. I recommend using wheel chocks. So here we place 2 wheel chocks on the back of the rear wheels. Since we will be working under the car, be sure that you're going to have jack stands under the car. So now here we are under the car and we're under the passenger side. So looking here, you can see the drain plug right here. This should be a 19 millimeter. So we are going to break that loose and make sure you have something to catch the old oil that's going to be flowing out of here. So here we'll just take out the drain plug. Oops. So now while the oil is draining out of the the oil pan here, we are going to take the oil filter off. As you can see, it's still dripping there. You have 2 options. You can try to reach for the oil filter from here, which is the driver's side. You can see it here. Oops, sorry about that. This is the oil filter right up here. It's that black piece right there. You can try to reach it up there if you can. Now I always have trouble, so I'm probably gonna loosen it from the top of the car. So if you can loosen it from here, that's great. But I always have trouble, so I am going to loosen it from the top. So here from the top of the engine, you have the reservoir here. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take this and then move it over, and then if you look in here, what it says Wicks, that's the oil filter down there. So if you can reach from here, you know, of course, you don't have to take any apart, but like my arm, I always have trouble. So what I end up doing is I'm going to take some of these screws off here. Now for this particular Volkswagen, apparently there's like different screws. So what you're going to do is take off 1, 2, and the 3rd one here. So apparently it looks like it's all different screws. So I don't know if this is because this car is old and somebody changed the screws, but whatever screws it is, take it out. So 3 of them, those 3. So here we took off the screws that's holding the reservoir for the radiator fluid, or the coolant. Here you can just move it to the side. So pull it to the side, and then now if you come on this side here, now you have a bigger opening here. You should be able to access it. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to be using one of these filter wrench, which pretty much is just going to squeeze onto the oil filter and then just spin it counterclockwise. So be sure you have something to catch it. The oil is going to be flowing out of here too. Now as you can see here, I kind of scratched the oil filter a little bit, loosening it with the oil filter wrench, but now it should be easy for me to just loosen with by hand. So just be sure you have something to catch the oil below. So when I hear that oil's coming out, I'm just going to let it flow. Looks like it's coming out a little bit, so I'll loosen it some more. And we'll just wait for all the oil to drip. We'll wait till it completely stops. So as you can see here, the oil filter has been taken out, and what we'll do now is we will put the new oil filter in. So this is the new oil filter, and then we're gonna put some oil, maybe fill it up to about halfway up in the oil filter. And the oil that's gonna use here, it's gonna be the 0W40. So use whatever oil you want. And of course whatever oil filter. It just happens to be I got the Mobil one and the Wix oil filter. So what we'll do is we'll fill some oil in here. Okay, so now that we've filled it up halfway, about looks like, and what we'll do is we'll use some of that oil and then just put it around the gasket here, just make a seal. And then we will install it back. Now I already put the oil filter in already, but I'm going to show you just some little hints. So if you need to use both hands to put the oil filter in, one to hold it, and somehow if you need to twist it, what you can do is you can use this little hole right here to put your left hand in, and then of course you go your right hand on this side. So what I'll do here is if I reach on one side here, and then you can hold the oil filter and then your other hand to spin it in. So all you have to do is just hand tighten. You shouldn't need more than a hand tighten. Now that the oil filter is on, what we'll do is we'll put this back in, and then we'll screw 1, 2, 3 back on. Now you can see that the reservoir has been screwed in and it's tightly secured already. We're going to go to the bottom of the car and then we'll put the drain plug back on. But as you can remember earlier, I accidentally dropped it. So it's in the oil, so we're going to have to retrieve it. So I got another plastic container to catch the oil, but now we're just gonna look for the drain plug. Hopefully you don't drop yours, but all right, there I can see it, so I guess I'll just grab it with this glove. Well, I'll get a little napkin or something. So I think it's right here, right there, and we'll just grab it. So here's the drain plug. This is the washer. It's the old one, so of course we're gonna replace the old washer with a new one, and then we will tighten it back onto the oil pan. So here's the drain plug. Put it back on. Of course you're gonna tighten it. Now we'll lower the car. Make sure the car is on a flat surface before we fill the oil and check the oil level. So now here we're going to pour the rest of the oil in here. So maybe it takes about probably anywhere between 4.5 and 5 quarts. Once we filled about maybe 4.5 quarts of oil, what we'll do is now we'll just close the filler cap, and then we'll let the car run for maybe about 30 seconds, and then we'll check the oil level again. So now we'll start the car and let it idle for about 30 seconds. So now we'll just check the oil level. I'm going to clean the dipstick first. And you want to make sure that it comes up between, maybe near the middle. So this one's a little bit on the lower side, so we'll probably just finish up the rest of that 5 quarts. And now we are done with the oil. Of course, don't forget, if you chalk the wheels, make sure to take that out from behind the car. And that is it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you have any comments, please feel free to leave some comments below.